Welcome, nerds, to the Shout Out Show. That's right, this is the place where we get to talk, have the back and forth a little bit more intimately, though the most intimate way to do this is, you can join the live episodes that happen on the main channel every Friday, roughly 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. And we do the first the first hour roughly is news, and then the second hour and a half to 3 hours, depending on the night, is all about gaming and just hanging out and talking about the pop culture. So join me 7:30 again Mountain Standard Time to do the thing. Friday nights we talk about it live, or you can just interact on the social medias. Find me Twitter. Honestly, Twitter and Instagram are the only social medias that I really put any kind of effort into, so that's going to be the best way to do it there. Or subscribe and do the comment section thing, because that's where everything's coming from today. So the first piece that we do in the shout out show is shout outs for all of the new subscribers, followers, whatever clicker peoples of buttons that we got in the past week. One thing to note about subscribers, specifically on YouTube, Rumble, I'm still figuring that one out. If you are watching on Rumble, I love you for it, but I don't know that you're doing it. So if you can leave a comment, and you'll get your shout out from that. But otherwise, sorry if you are a new subscriber or anything like that over on Rumble, they don't give creators that information. So, and then over on YouTube, like I was saying, over on YouTube, if you have your personal settings set to private, which I am very surprised at how many people have their settings set to private, because we get a fair amount of new subscribers every week, and I get like maybe one or two people that have their settings not set to private. So, I mean, it's a kind of a commendation. Good on you for doing that, but also, how are we supposed to have a conversation if I don't know who you are? So in that case, just leave a comment on a video and we'll talk. That being said, we do have new followers over on the Twitter. We're going to start first. NerdCage Live at nerd_cage has started following me. This one's a little bit of a vanity because I actually have a quasi-relation to the guys over at NerdCage, because I am on the writing staff for Kamidogu.com, which is a Mortal Kombat website. Surprise, surprise. And one of the guys at NerdCage is also one of the writers over at Kamidogu. So that's why the follow happened, but it happened and I still appreciate it. So thank you very much, nerds, for the follow. As far as subscriptions go, we only have one new subscriber on YouTube this week. One, again, that has settings set to public, and that is Jonathan Foster over on the Nerd News Clips, the second channel, which is probably where you're watching this. So thank you very much, Jonathan, for the subscription. I look forward to hearing from you in the comment sections going forward. All of that being said, let's get into the actual comments that have been made in our general direction in the past week. This should be going up Saturday night. Last week's shout out show got a little jumbled around, and sadly, it went up fairly late, like 4 days late, and it just kind of is what it is. Life happens, man. You want to make God laugh, you tell him you got plans, right? So, yeah, plans got jumbled and the show got pushed back. Also of note this week, you have nowhere else of letting you know this, except for maybe on the community tab. Probably not going to be doing many shorts this week over on the Clips channel. Just, again, the beginning of my week got screwed up, which was a result of the end of last week, which is kind of throwing everything for a loop. So next week we should be back to normal. That being said, we have comments to get to. Sorry, it's a little rambly, trying to get a whole lot of information in all at once. So this is all has to do with a short. I think this is actually the older version of the short, but basically both of them said the same thing. The comments come from the Bang Out of Business short, again, over on the second channel, Nerd News Clips. So the first one is the one that we're going to be addressing directly, and that is from Dirty Duval 1775. Dirty Duval says, "Google it. They only claimed bankruptcy to protect themselves from the monster lawsuit." Because in the video I said Bang filed for bankruptcy. I also said, and a lot of people in the comment section for this one as well didn't make it because, one critical comment is enough to address all of them. I also said that Bang filed for bankruptcy about a month ago, and I definitely was mistaken. Sometimes when I'm flying by the seat of my pants, numbers get a little jumbled in my head, and incorrect things come out. That's why I'm always welcoming you guys to correct me when I say a wrong. So yes, Bang did file for bankruptcy, but they filed last October. Though it's more complicated than just the monster situation. The monster lawsuit is a false advertisement situation. That monster, there's a lot of legalese in it, but basically Monster thinks that Bang is encroaching on their marketing. So they sued him. That was the big monster thing. What else is happening behind the scenes with Bang? The reason why, and I had to look into this because I was like, I mean, God, now I guess I gotta dig it out because I'm being called out for things that I know I'm in the broad strokes, I'm right, though I'm sure in the minutia there is a fair amount to be corrected, i.e. October. So Bang is also suing their distribution, which stems from the monster situation, if I'm remembering this correctly, but there are government issues. The government is doing certain things to the company of Bang because of the false advertising of the nonsense that they talk about their ingredients. There's a government issue there. That government issue and the monster thing both spawned another, I believe it was a lawsuit that Bang is taking out on their distributor. So that's why you cannot get Bang in gas stations and convenience stores and the grocery store anymore. You have to basically order it from them directly. So when I said in my video that they're going out of business because they filed for bankruptcy, I was leaving out a lot of details, but it's a short, so I can only fit so much minutia into a minute-long video. Yeah, there is a lot more than just the monster lawsuit going on behind the scenes, and in my eyes, the end result is going to be Bang is no longer a company. I look fairly regularly, cannot find monsters in any stores near me within like 100-mile radius from, and again, I look fairly frequently. So if you want Bang, you have to special order it direct from them. And who's gonna do that? Not a lot of people. So that's the details, the rough details anyway. And then the other comment on this video was from Gabriel Edstrom, and this one's just great because I love a good pun from time to time. And Gabriel says, "Bangcruptcy," as in B-A-N-G crupsy. I legitimately lolled when I read that. That was unexpected and very much welcome. So thank you for the laugh there, Mr. Daniel. That is all we have for interactions as far as comment sections or social media interaction goes. So again, find me on Twitter, generally_nerdy. Find me on Instagram, generally nerdy, though again, Twitter gets the most love when it comes to anything that's not YouTube or audio outlets. YouTube at Generally Nerdy, YouTube at Nerd News Clips, or if I've started a third channel, which also has been a victim of the last week and a half or so of my life being a little crazy, and that is how-to content. I'm trying to start something over there so that I can help other creators learn from my mistakes effectively. So yeah, how-to content at how-to content on YouTube. You can find me there. That is all of the things, and I'm done rambling, I promise. Thank you very much for joining me, nerds. Before we go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.